It's not Lake. It's not actually the Ballarat Lake. It's the. It's got another name. I think it's another town. Oh, here it is. Wendouree. Yeah, the name Wendouree. Uh, Wendouree. So comes from the Aboriginal word Wendouree, which means go away. So yeah, it's called the Wendouree Lake, and this is where So Steve Moneghetti he grew up in Ballarat, and he trained on this very lake. It's 5.5 kilometres, and of course became probably the best that we've had. Yes, there was Robert De Castella, I think, got Commonwealth gold, but Moneghetti also got Commonwealth gold and was also world champion in marathon. And he yes, he grew up in Ballarat, and so but Ballarat itself is worth seeing for its history. And I'm going to go to the Sovereign Hill, which is where the gold era. There's also the Eureka. I saw the Eureka's got some sort of history related to the gold era, but I'm going to go to Sovereign Hill after this. It doesn't open until 10 o'clock. It doesn't open until half an hour, which is why I thought I'd come to this particular lake. There's also the Royal Tennis Court in Ballarat, which I'll visit. Hopefully it's open. I did have a game of Royal Tennis here in Ballarat when I was here some years ago. So Ballarat's great, and I think it's a visit on a trip to Australia or Victoria. Typically if you want to cover the history, as well as the Ned Kelly Trail, which I guess is yes, Melbourne, but also a Glenrowan. And again, I saw the original armour that Ned Kelly was wearing. It's in the State Library. It's on exhibition at the moment. And Glenrowan was where he was captured, so you can see the actual spot, and they've got some sort of reenactment in Glenrowan. And of course, other places. Yes, there is Great Ocean Road, Grampians for kind of sites. Now, Wilson's Promontory is interesting because that's where the Baron saw a UFO. So I took this photo, and there was a UFO in the photo, and I was on a road trip. It can be verified. I posted this photo on my wall, so it is definitive. And it is a UFO. There is a very distinct object in this photo, and that was taken on a squeaky beach. But Wilson's Prom is a highlight in the Planet Guide. So there's a few flies, and yes, there is an abundance of wombats. So if you want to maybe camp, with a wombat, then a wombat sort of coming up to your tent, then Wilson's Promontory is definitely the place. Now on the tennis front, now Novak Djokovic, 410 weeks, outright record, and of course broke the Steffi Graf record some time ago last year. And yes, he's now 410. Even losing the semis, he's still ranked number one. Second in the men's to Roger Federer. Nadal, yes, I believe Nadal was number one. But because he's only typically clay, yes, he doesn't it makes it very difficult, doesn't it? If he's only really performing on clay, then and not typically performing as well on the other Grand Slams, then you wouldn't expect him to have the number one ranking as much as say Djokovic or Federer. And also when Nadal was playing, Federer was kind of taking the three slams, Nadal the French, and then sort of Djokovic kind of took over. So that's why typically you've got Djokovic, Federer, and then Nadal in terms of a number one ranking. What else was I going to say? So 410. Oh yes, Marcelo. Remember Rios? Marcelo Rios. He is the only player, I believe, to hold the number one ranking without winning a Grand Slam. So why didn't he win a Grand Slam? I don't know, but he's the only player to hold the number one ranking. I think it was a clay quarter. So I'm going to sort of walk a little bit around. I don't know if I'll do the whole 5.5 kilometres. There is the Botanic Gardens. I may head to the Botanic Gardens and then sort of head to Sovereign Hill and then maybe do a stream at Sovereign Hill, which some of the, I don't know, whether they have sort of reenactments of the gold era or various places. Could be. Here's sort of the lake here. Yeah, I'm not really sort of filming it, but you can see the lake there and the. So yeah, I think it's quite spectacular. Um, having this lake, and there's people sort of rowing on the lake, and there's people like cycling, but no one is actually running. No one's actually running. Everyone's just walking. Maybe I should just run the lake just for the experience, or maybe not. Okay, that was the Barren Breaks live from Lake Wendouree